Hey, ladies, welcome back to Somebody Come Listen to This podcast. This is your host, Nava. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button on your way in. And let's talk about something a little bit different today, y'all. Let's talk about the mating habits of some animals and insects. Y'all, I think that as women, we really need to start paying attention to nature and what Mother Nature is telling us. Some of these female insects and animals are like, we don't need y'all. Y'all are useless. So we're just going to just kill you after we mate with you or kick you out. Y'all, I am dead serious. It's even one insect that after he mates, he just dies. I think his little penis just falls off and he just dies. So, y'all, let's start getting into these nature channels. But before y'all do that, let's get into these videos to see some of the strange mating habits of these insects and animals. I'll be right back.
A female praying mantis will occasionally eat the head of a male while they're mating. Now, the male mantis can still move after losing its head, and this is due to the nerves in its abdomen that can work on their own without the brain. These nerves get activated and sometimes allow the male to continue mating for a longer period of time. Afterwards, the female mantis has been known to continue to eat the rest of the male.
Male ducks engage in sexual coercion known as forced copulation, displaying aggressive mating behavior towards females. This behavior is common among many duck species, highlighting the darker side of avian reproductive strategies. Such aggressive mating behavior challenges traditional perceptions of animal courtship and consent, raising important questions about reproductive strategies in the animal kingdom. Researchers are studying this phenomenon to better understand the evolutionary strategies of ducks and the implications for avian reproductive biology. By delving into the complexities of duck mating behavior, scientists hope to gain insights into the broader spectrum of animal courtship and reproductive strategies. Understanding the dynamics of forced copulation in ducks sheds light on the intricate nature of avian reproductive strategies and mating rituals.
Anglerfish might have the strangest way to mate. Once a male finds a female, he will bite down on her stomach, and his tissues and circulatory systems will fuse with hers. This essentially causes two fish to become one, and the male will then only be used as a sperm bank.
Hey, it's the Bug Fairy, and thanks for fueling my nightmares. Let's talk about some more bugs that do not pass the vibe check. So, some insects and some spiders have a mating practice called traumatic insemination. But with bedbugs in particular, this is the only way they reproduce. Traumatic insemination is when a bug takes his oedicus, aka his bug penis, and stabs the female in the abdomen with it. He then ejaculates in the wound. The sperm then diffuses through her hemoglymph, which is bug blood, until it reaches her ovaries and she gets pregnant. And since it's an open wound, it's susceptible to infection and it's not good for the female's health. But yet, this is the only way that bedbugs reproduce. As if everyone needed another reason to hate bedbugs.
Mating season makes these mice suicidal. Marsupial mice undergo an intense and brutal mating season every year. During this period, males engage in frenzied mating marathons. This relentless activity leads to extreme physical exhaustion and stress, causing the male's immune systems to collapse. They suffer from internal bleeding, fur loss, and infections, ultimately leading to their death shortly after the mating season ends. At the end of the mating season, almost 100% of the male mice will be dead, but their genetics will live on.
The water strider. Now, the water strider is kind of a insignificant looking bug. You find it on the tops of pond water. It kind of looks like a floating stick. It has a very sinister courtship ritual, particularly in one species. Essentially, the female has a covering for her reproductive organs, and the males have found a really interesting way around this defense that the females have. When the male mounts the female, he'll have his legs kind of on the surface of the water, and he'll start to do this little tap dance routine. Now, a dance routine might not seem all that sinister, except that this particular tap dance is meant to let the female know that if she doesn't mate with him, he will continue to tap on the water and attract a predator. So that's right, it's a threat. I do not approve, Mr. Water Strider. Not only that, but some species of water strider will tap on her eyeballs. that just seems annoying.
A study recently found that female frogs fake their own deaths just to turn off aggressive suitors. Female frogs are apparently subjected to harassment and intimidation from males during the mating season, and scientists found that the females who turn away and fake their own deaths were more likely to deter advances.
Female dragonflies will fake their own death so they don't have to mate. So it's like, oh God, here comes Steve again. Quick, play dead.
A male black widow spider and a female black widow spider have just finished having sex. What happens next? Yeah, Ross.
Tiny cigarette.
It wouldn't be a tiny cigarette, would it? Be 8 tiny cigarettes.
Should we do it again?
Well, maybe she could try and kill him in that way rather than by eating him, which I think is the answer that we were being led towards.
Oh, she eats him. No, she does not if she's a black widow. So there is one species in the widow group in which the female, well, let's say, routinely eats the male.
Scottish widows.
The Scottish widow. Yes, but at least she's insured. It's the redback spider of Australia. It's the only one. There are 3 species found in North America, and post-coital cannibalism in one of the 3 is rare, and in the other 2 it's completely unknown.
He's attacking. We're gonna see blood in a second. What is happening?
Yeah, they're not fighting. It's the other F word. Basically, when a mommy shark and a daddy shark love each other very much. No, seriously, that's how sharks get it on. You're watching Shark Hub. Male sharks have these things called claspers that they use to transfer baby maker into the female's cloaca. My bad, I was expecting a hearsay from guidelines. But to get into position, the male shark will clamp down on the female with his jaws just to keep her in place. And as you can probably imagine, it's not a lot of fun for her, to the point where female sharks have skin twice as thick as the guys. But she still ends up with the kind of scars you'd expect from getting worked by a shark. And it's the same thing with stingrays. So if you ever see a stingray or a shark with white marks all over their back, flank, and fins, you can be sure it's probably a female. And she probably just got 50 shades of
It's that time of year when the female bees kick all the male bees out of the hive, and they don't let them back in so they either starve or freeze to death. Since mating season is over, and the male bees don't do any work inside the hive, they are really just extra mouths to feed in the winter when food is scarce. So the female bees have to kick the male bees out, for the good of the colony and so the bees can survive until spring.
Did you know that a male ladybird may spend up to 4 hours mating with a dead female before realizing she's not alive? Now, I'm not sure how he finally realizes that the female ladybird has gone to meet its maker, but personally, I'm more impressed that a male ladybird can shag for up to 4 hours.
Octopus sex is weird. The female of most species of octopus are much bigger than the males and will try to cannibalize them after coitus. There are some species where the male will stick around after and the female doesn't try to turn him into sashimi. But even in these species, there could be some funny business going on. Just a grown man on a swing. But we're not here for this marginally weird stuff. We're here for the really weird stuff. Male octopus have a modified third arm called a hectocotylus that has channels in it so that it can hold spermatophores or sperm packets. His goal, get that special sex arm into the female's mantle cavity. This sometimes takes hours, and the females can then hold on to the spermatophores for a while. In some species, the males just mount the female, do their business, and then try to make a quick getaway after. Then some species will actually try to break off their hectocotylus in the female and then swim away. The Argonaut or paper nautilus can actually detach his hectocotylus and then fling it at the female. So these guys have a swimming arm penis that they chuck at passing by females, and then the females hold onto the sperm pack until they're ready to use them at a later date. Happy Strange Sex Saturday.
In the seahorse world, it's the males who carry and give birth to the babies. Male seahorses have a special pouch on their abdomen where the female transfers her eggs. Once the eggs are in his pouch, the male fertilizes them and nurtures them until they're ready to hatch. He provides oxygen and nutrients, keeping the tiny seahorses safe as they grow. After a few weeks, the male seahorse goes through contractions to release the fully formed baby seahorses into the water. This unique role reversal makes seahorses one of nature's most fascinating creatures.
This happens during natural mating too. Drone honeybees always die after mating. Oh, what a terrible way to go.
But they still do it.
Maybe it's suicide.
They don't know any better.
Oh, yeah, they don't know till after,
They
huh?
don't have books.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What if you could make a little bitty book that told them?
They can't read.
Yeah, ladies. So that is all I have. I think that we could learn something from these female insects and animals. A lot of the males in the animal kingdom and the insect species, they do grape the females. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. An honorable mention are anacondas. Anacondas sometimes do eat the male after they mate. If y'all know of any other animals that kill the male after they mate or kick them out in certain seasons, let me know. The male bees were homosexuals. They were useless and they didn't want them eating up all the food, so they had to go. Y'all, this is crazy. I think women now are really trying to take precautions and taking measures to protect ourselves against males, and the males are reacting globally. They're changing laws. They're starting to oppress women more because they see that they're losing control of women. So as always, I tell y'all to arm yourselves, come together with other females, and if all else fails, play dead. I will talk to you ladies later. Get down in the comments and let me know if you know of any insects or animals that I forgot. And until next time, bye.